right, fifth graders. I am so glad to be here to teach you a writing lesson, Writing by Design. You just finished a genre of opinion. So we're going to start a new genre. But what's a genre? Who can tell me? What's a genre?
A type of writing.
Okay, everyone, what's a genre?
A type of writing.
Good, a type of writing. And the genre we're going to start is, read it?
Personal narrative.
What's a personal narrative? Can you guys talk to your partner? See, what do you think? What is a personal narrative?
Personal narrative engages the reader by introducing the
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Someone tell me, what do you think a personal narrative is?
A real or an imagined event.
A real or imagined event. Very good. And if it's a personal narrative, it's real, okay? So a personal narrative is a true story about yourself. So let's look at our objectives for today. Can you read them with me?
Students will be able to understand the narrative genre.
Genre. Everyone say genre.
Genre.
Good. Okay, the narrative genre. Okay, and the next one?
Students will choose an event/situation for their narrative.
Good. And when you see the slash, you can say or. Okay? So let's read it again with or.
Students will choose an event or situation for their narrative.
Very good. Okay, so let's start out with getting a definition for personal narrative. So get out your source books and turn to types of writing. Check your partner and make sure they're there also. Okay. And what's the type of writing? What's the genre we're going to write down? Everyone? Personal narrative. Okay, get that down. Okay, and you're going to say it is a true story about yourself. Not about someone else, but about you. Okay, everyone has it? Did you check your partner? They have it? Okay, and then the other definition we're going to get in your source book is under idea. So turn to idea, the green tab here, and you're going to write the word situation. Okay, situation. And what color is situation on our genre chart here? Do you see situation on there? Here's our genre charts. What color? Yeah, back there?
Green.
Green. Under what bullet?
The first.
The first one. Okay, so let's write, here we are, situation. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. And it's green, so what sixth trait is that?
Idea.
Everyone, if you can answer? Okay, idea is green. You know why it's green? Because, you know, it's kind of like a stoplight or a traffic light. When it's green, what do? You go. So if you have an idea, you should go. Go write about it, okay? And, the light turns red, so what do? You stop. And what do you need to do? Organize it, right? Okay, organize it. And you don't want a paper that just is like, doesn't have any color to it, right? We want to add a lot of color to our writing. And so we have, what is this? Word choice. Okay, adding lots of vivid verbs, adjectives, good wording. That's very descriptive. And then? Sentence fluency. What is sentence fluency? Sentence
fluency is where you complete your sentences and then the sentence beginning, transition, and sentence structure.
Good. Okay, making sure you have complete sentences, good transitions, and good sentence structure. Okay, and what about this? Voice, okay. And you'll do that in the upper grades more, about tone and mood and putting that in your writing, making it come alive. And the last thing you're going to do are? What are conventions? Someone give me an example. Yeah? Yeah?
Grammar,
Uh-huh.
punctuation, capitalization, spelling, and format.
Good, good. And so it's important that we do that at the end because we want to just get our ideas on the paper, and at the end we'll do conventions, okay? All right, so situation, the situation is kind of like topic. So let's take some notes on it. The definition we're going to write is the event on which your paper will focus. The event on which your paper will focus. So when we did our opinion pieces, it was about your topic. The situation for narrative is what's the situation, what's going on, what's your event. And as soon as you're done, you can close up your source books and get out your rubric. Make sure you got your name on the rubric so you know it's yours. Over the next few weeks, we are going to meet all of these objectives here. But don't worry, don't be overwhelmed, it's okay. We're gonna just do one part a day, right? Okay, all right, so let's make sure you know your expectations. So take your pencil and write my goal right above the 4. My goal. And go ahead and just highlight the 4 here. So just like this. If you want to use a highlighter, you can, or your pencil's fine. Okay. All right, so when we go over this in the future days of what would be a 4, we'll go over each one. Okay, but for now, I want you to know, what's your goal? What number are we shooting for? 4. Number 4. Do we want 3s, 2s, or 1s?
No.
No, okay, all right. So go ahead and put that aside, and we are gonna see what situation is, okay? So while I'm reading this book, I want you to be thinking, what is the situation, or what's the event that's going on in this book, okay? Is the author talking about going on a trip? Is the author talking about being nervous for something? Okay, this is Blackberry Stew by Isabel Monk, illustrated by Janice Lee Porter. And I'm not going to read the whole book because your teacher, Miss Harvey, will finish reading in later lessons where she'll identify certain areas that you're going to apply in your story. Grandpa Jack had passed away. Aunt Poogie and I sat on her wraparound porch, all dressed up. We watched as our family and friends arrived at the church up on the hill for his funeral. Okay, you getting an idea what the event is? All of my family were there. Grandpa Vince, Grandma Kate, Uncle Toonie, Aunt Frances, my cousins, and of course, Grandma Jane and my mom and dad. They brought special family treats and lots of hugs and kisses. I kept thinking about how much Grandpa Jack would have loved seeing my whole family get together. Hope it's time to go up to the hill, honey, my mom said. I couldn't answer because there was a lump in my throat, the size of a walnut. Aunt Poogie answered for me. Eve, I'll bring her just as soon as I finish up the blackberry stew. My mom nodded and headed up the hill. After she left, I looked up at Aunt Poogie. My goodness, your big brown eyes are just spilling over with tears. Even filled with tears, they are the splitting image of your Grandpa Jack's, she said as she handed me one of her lacy hankies. Aunt Poogie looked sad too. Grandpa Jack was her big brother. Okay, so what do you think is the situation here? Go ahead and talk to your partner. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Can I get some answers here? What do you think the situation is?
That her grandpa
went to a funeral, and I guess they passed away because
Who went to the funeral? Let me continue on. You're right on the right track, though. Funeral, okay. How about you?
The grandpa died, so they were going to the funeral.
Very good, okay. So the grandpa died, and they're going to the funeral. That's the situation. Now that walnut feeling in the throat, have you ever felt so sad or maybe sometimes nervous that you felt like something's in your throat? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's what she was describing. So it's not like, that's not the event. The main event is the grandpa passed away. The grandpa died, okay?
oh, that's what
And they're going to the funeral, okay? Now, what makes a really good story, a good personal narrative, is when you think of those experiences that brought out emotions in you, okay? So for this author, the emotion was sadness, okay? Another emotion is excitement. Maybe you went somewhere that was really exciting, or you had a really happy moment. But it's those memories that you had those emotions, those make really good stories, okay? So I'm going to model my thought process of what I should write my personal narrative about. And I have some good ones that bring out those emotions. One time, when I was really, really scared, I was walking up a hill in my backyard, and my friend at the top said, "Don't come this way, because if you do, the bees are going to sting you." And I was like, oh, those bees are so high up in the tree, and I'm pretty short. I'm not going to get stung by bees. So I continue on up, and as soon as I get almost to the top of the hill, all of a sudden this huge swarm of bees just come flying down and cover my entire body. Okay, so that would make a good story. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay. And I could describe the feeling I felt and, all of the details of what happened. Okay. Another story I have is one time my family and I went in a boat down a river, and the front of the boat caught a rock, and the boat flipped upside down, and it went right on top of me. So imagine me in this freezing cold river water and a boat on top of me. And my family fell out, of course, and they're like, "Where's Kim?" And they said, "Oh, who cares about the boat? We'll just let the boat go down the stream." Okay. And you know what? I was under that boat, and I was just struggling to keep my breath and to not swallow so much water. I remember just swallowing so much water and getting splashed in the face, and it was the most scariest moment I've ever had. Okay. And so those could be some ideas I could put down. So let's see. So I'm going to put my situations or my topic. Okay. You can write topic. And I'll put the time I got stung by bees. Okay, so you don't need to write this because these aren't your memories, right? The time I got stung by bees. Okay. And the other possible one was my boat trip. Okay. And another one, let me think of a happy day. Actually, my first day teaching was a lot of fun. So I could put that, my first day teaching. See if you can get about 4 ideas of what your personal narrative could be about. So what situation or what event? All right, I have at least 3. But there's a few I see who are having a little trouble, so let me help you with some brainstorming, okay? So you could talk about a birthday party that was really memorable, a big game that you had, a school field trip, a camping trip, visiting a family member, a trip to another country. Anyone been to another country? Okay. All right. Or maybe to another city or another state. Anyone been to another state? All right. Okay. How about when your baby brother or sister was born? First day of 5th grade? Going to a professional game. Anyone been to a professional game? Was it exciting? Yeah, okay. And, you could talk about your first concert, when you moved somewhere, the day you met your best friend, learning to skateboard, snowboard, play soccer, something you learned doing, a time you lost something really important. I have one of those. One time I lost my son. He's really important and that was a horrible experience. Okay, a time when you succeeded. So I'm going to give you 1 more minute. You guys have at least 4? All right. Okay, I think since most of you have at least 4 or 5, I would like for you to share at your table or someone next to you your ideas here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to choose one. Okay, so I think for mine, I want to write something funny. Okay, so I think I'm going to pick my first day of 5th grade. So I'm going to put a star next to it. Okay, or I could circle it. Okay, so now it's your turn. Decide which one you want your paper to focus on. Oh, you guys are quick. Okay, can I hear some examples of what you're going to choose? Let's see, we have it right over here. Yes.
The first family reunion I had.
The first, I'm sorry, what is it?
Family reunion.
Oh, family reunion, the first family reunion. Great. Okay, right back here.
First time I played Five Nights at Freddy's.
What did you play?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
What is that? Is that a game?
Or survival.
Ah, okay. So it's the first, can I see it? The first time you played Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. All right. Is it exciting enough? A lot of events happened that will, okay. All right. How about here?
Walking away with my friend at night.
Wait, speak clearly. Can you speak?
Walking away with my friend at night.
Oh, okay. Walking away from a friend at night. Okay. How about here?
The time a power washer hit me.
Speak up. Can you
The
say
time
it?
a power washer hit me.
Ooh, a power washer hit you?
Yeah, like
Oh my goodness. So did you have to go to the hospital?
that. No.
Oh.
Luckily.
Oh, luckily. Good. Okay, how about you?
Learning to play soccer and my first goal that I made.
You made a first goal. Awesome. Okay. And one more right here.
When my horse's baby passed away.
Oh, okay. So yours is going to be sad. I might need a Kleenex box when I read yours. Okay. All right. Okay, sounds good. Raise your hand if you have a topic, a situation for your paper. All right. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds for those students. You need to pick a topic, okay? Okay, let me just hear a few more because I want to make sure that your topics are not too broad and they're not too specific, because if it's too small, it's hard to get a long paper out of it, right? And if it's too broad, it's going to be hard to fit just the important parts into a paper, okay? Because we're not writing a book, and we can't write a chapter, Okay, we're just going to write one paper. Okay, so who would like to share their topics? Or Stephen? Now let's revisit our objectives to make sure we have this. Everyone read.
Students will be able to understand the narrative genre.
Okay, narrative genre. Can you quickly talk to your partner, tell them what is the narrative genre? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I heard a good definition. Can you define it for us? What is the narrative genre?
Like something about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a writing about yourself.
Good, a writing about yourself. Good, a type of writing about yourself, okay? And then personal narrative, is it true or fiction?
True.
True, good, okay. So can I see who knows what a narrative genre is? 3, I got it. 2, not so well. 1, I have no idea. Good, okay. So let me just, so I know we're a 3. Can you say a narrative genre? So go ahead, say a narrative genre.
A narrative genre
Is a type of writing.
is a type of writing
That is a story.
that is a story.
Okay, that is a story, okay? And what's a personal narrative? Is a true story
About yourself.
about yourself. Awesome. Okay. All right. So last one. Let's read this one.
Students will choose an event or situation for their narrative.
Okay. Raise your hand. 3, I have a situation for my story. 2, I'm not sure. 1, I'm clueless. I think we should all have 3s. Good. Awesome. So take that same hand. Pat yourself on the back. You did an awesome job. And thank you so much, Ms. Harvey. Your class is doing a fabulous job.